These are the new AirPods 3, or AirPods 3rd generation. They're the newest AirPods that Apple currently sells, and it cost me $180, and their biggest selling point is their ability to do spatial audio. And these are the roughest, cheapest knockoffs I could find on Aliexpress. It cost me $14 and were manufactured just weeks after these came out. I figured we could do a comparison and see what $14 AirPods really gets you. I'm not going to waste your time, so let's just start with unboxing the most interesting pair, the knockoffs. At first glance, yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but looking around the box, there's no writing or even an Apple logo anywhere. Though I've seen that the more expensive knockoffs have gotten much better at this though. Here's the back of the boxes. I'm sure you've already seen some similarities. Already the fake ones kind of messed up though, since Apple got rid of the plastic wrap this year and replaced them with these pull tabs. However, I found a really unsettling discovery when researching these. Yeah, they have to know what they're doing here, right? Anyways, I thought that we could start with the more interesting pair, the fake ones. Watch closely and see if you can see the differences between the real ones. There's instructions here. I'm not sure what language it is, and I don't want to try and guess because last time I was crucified for it. So how about you just tell me what language it is? Either way, the whole manual is in this language, with English being the secondary text, but hey, at least it does look legitimate. Now into the AirPods themselves. This wrapping job looks really, really rough. It feels like somebody did this by hand. What? There's glue or adhesive or something on the side here too. The plastic in the box feels really cheap, and under the AirPods, we get a generic USB to Lightning cable. I personally wouldn't recommend plugging this into anything that you care about. So I was opening them up to get a peek of what they look like until something really strange happened.
What the hell?
I check my phone and a message comes up saying that these aren't my AirPods. I mean, they're technically not wrong, but I was surprised that they even showed up as AirPods at all. It asked me to pair it, and sure enough, yeah, they were detected as real AirPods. That's crazy how authentic that looks. They come up as Air 3s, but sure enough, you can rename them and everything. Here's a little reminder for you guys if you haven't already. Alright, now for the real ones. We're going to run through this quick since everyone and their mother has probably unboxed an Apple product before. Man, this box just feels so much more substantial. And sure enough, hey, the instructions are in English now, along with warranty info and some other paperwork. I was trying to open the AirPods, but I was used to the weight of the fake ones. I just felt really light, and I just failed miserably trying to open these. But yeah, these definitely had so much more weight and heft to them compared to the fake ones. And here's a defining factor of the real ones, a proper USB-C to Lightning cable. As far as I know, Apple's starting to kind of get rid of USB-A cables in general, so this is probably why you don't see them very often. All right, let's pair these up. Surprisingly, these took a little bit longer to pair than the fake ones, but they do show up as brand new AirPods as opposed to not your AirPods. Gonna hit connect, and oh, that's embarrassing. Let's try that again. And we're good to go. Awesome. So let me show you something that almost every single YouTuber has gotten wrong about these fake AirPods, and you might not have known this yourself because I personally didn't even know this. Okay, so first off, there's a whole community on Reddit surrounding nothing but just counterfeit Apple products. I could honestly do a whole video on this stuff by itself, and listen, they got this stuff down to a science. As it turns out, a lot of the knockoffs you see often actually have to be burned in, meaning that you gotta actually let them play for 30 minutes to an hour before you start using them. And according to them, they only get better sounding the more you use them, to the point where they actually sound just as good as the real ones. Allegedly. So I'm gonna be taking the full plunge here and actually use both the fake and the real pair for a week in my everyday life to see how they really stack up long term. I'm sure a lot of you are the same, but I don't go anywhere without my AirPods. I also don't go anywhere without a VPN on my devices, like NordVPN, which is absolutely dead set on making sure your internet privacy is secure and protected. With your VPN, you can make sure that your internet traffic is encrypted on both your laptop, your iPad, or your phone, so that way no one can see what websites you visit or what you do with your internet traffic. It's all encrypted. NordVPN's #1 priority is security and privacy, which I really love. You can also use it to access content on stuff that you wouldn't normally be able to access, even on your phone. So I can just pick Canada from the list of available countries, and just like that, my phone thinks I'm surfing from Canada, which means I can open my Disney Plus app and instantly unlock a bunch of shows and movies that weren't originally on Disney Plus. How cool is that? Best of all, it's super cheap too, and you can share it with up to 6 different devices. And if you don't like it, you have 30 days to decide and get your money back. Get a special discount for 72% off a 2-year plan by clicking the link in the description or using the code DAMAGEF at checkout to give it a try 30 days risk-free. And thanks again to NordVPN for supporting the channel. Alrighty, cool. Sync up. Okay, so it's actually been a little bit over a week now, switching back and forth between these two, just, trying them. And my mind has kind of been changed over the last couple days. Now, I'll be honest, me making this video originated from seeing the way that other YouTubers would be reviewing these knockoff AirPods, where they would just unbox them, put them on, and then just go, it's mid, and then just end the video. People don't use AirPods that way. I went through my whole music collection, all the stuff that I usually listen to on the daily, and I tried it before and after the burn-in session to really give it a proper chance to redeem itself. Now, out of the box, yeah, they didn't sound great. They were tinny and didn't sound very good, and I could see why other creators would put these on and just instantly dismiss them as mid. But I gotta say, after the required burn-in session, yeah, they started sounding a lot better, and after a few days, it was really hard to tell the difference between these two. Like, if the regular AirPods was like a 10 out of 10, these knockoff ones were like maybe an 8 or a 9 out of 10. They were so close to sounding almost identical. Now, is audio quality everything? Not at all. In fact, there's a few big things that I noticed that definitely will make these stand out from the real ones. For one, the pairing sound in between them sounded really, really weird. It instantly made me feel like something was really off. It felt very low quality. I can't exactly record it, but let me show you an example of what I mean. Also, you know the stem controls that you use to like play pause your music when you like have them in your ear? They work. The only issue is that they work a little bit too good. You end up like play pausing your music like 4 or 5 different times just trying to put them in the ear, and they're like way too sensitive, and it makes you not even want to touch them once they're in your ear. 50% of the time, your sound won't automatically come from your AirPods. You would have to go back in there manually and select it as your playback device. And you end up looking like an idiot to other people around you, because then you look like that one weirdo that, is playing TikToks off of his phone speaker, even though you just saw him put in AirPods. It's just not a good look. Okay, what else? The AirPods 3 mic test on the real ones. This is what this sounds like. Let me know how it sounds.
Microphone on the knockoff AirPods 3. I'm currently walking to my car. How does that?
I also had zero luck pairing these to anything that isn't my iPhone. My MacBook just straight up would never pair to these things no matter what I did. Same thing with my iPad, and I have no idea why. Oh, the big selling point of these AirPods 3rd generation, the fact that it can do spatial audio for much cheaper than the Pros. Yeah, this doesn't have spatial audio at all. Like, the options will show up in your phone. It'll pretend that it does have it. Like, the controls will be there and everything, but it sounds exactly the same. Matter of fact, I actually just realized that it actually said that these are AirPod Pros in the menu, despite the fact that they still have the AirPods 3 icon when you pair them. That is really strange. Okay, at this point, it's very clear to me that for $24, you're literally only paying for the sound and the looks of these things. In fact, I started thinking to myself, if somebody decided to hand this to you and say, hey, these are real, you probably wouldn't be fooled. Theoretically, what's stopping someone from just buying these from Amazon or Best Buy or anything else, swapping them out, and then just returning the one with the fake AirPods, and then just keeping the real pair of AirPods? I mean, they look practically identical, and there's only 2 main things that I noticed that might tick someone off, and pay attention here because this might actually save you and might come in handy in case you ever decide to buy some used. Okay, so first off, there are serial numbers in the bottom of the AirPods that should correspond with the serial number on the box. They're really, really tiny, but they technically are there. Secondly, I noticed that my fake still said that they were manufactured and assembled in China. For those of you who don't know, in the beginning of 2021, Apple kind of started pulling out of China for manufacturing stuff. And by like, I want to say September-ish, they were completely out of there. So they don't make stuff in China anymore. And most of the manufacturing comes from other countries like India and Vietnam, like in this case. So these were made in Vietnam. Okay, and I know there's going to be some people in the comments talking about, oh, well, you know, Apple and like Best Buy and Amazon, they check the serial numbers and stuff like that to make sure that they're legitimate and all this stuff, right? They're just going to deny your return. And, you know, I know better than you. Listen, okay, Apple I could probably get because, you know, they tend to have like return meetings, like return appointments that you have to actually like sit one-on-one with somebody, have somebody check your return. But, you know, think about the people that are actually checking these things. You know, people that work at Best Buy or Amazon, 90% of the time are likely going to be like 19-year-old minimum wage workers who literally do not get paid enough to care if your return is properly done or not. I mean, think about it though. I mean, like, imagine that you're like a Best Buy or an Amazon worker and you have a whole line of returns behind you, all backed up behind them. Are you really going to stop and like look at the very little tiny increment things of the AirPods just to be able to squint and see that they're actually the same ones matching on the serial number? Or do you think that they would even know that there's a serial number to begin with there? Like, I don't think so. And I'm not saying go do this. I'm not condoning this. I just want to let you know that you should be looking out for stuff like that when buying AirPods, especially on the used market. Just this morning, I actually found like a very, very obvious fake pair of AirPods 3 on sale for $100 on OfferUp, and I can only assume that there's like tons of these out there too. Now, don't get me wrong, these aren't the worst fakes that I've tried before, but you should at least be aware that they are out there. I don't know. I feel like I was planning on leaving these in the description. I don't know if I want to do that yet. I'm contemplating it. By the time you'll find out in the description if I actually did do it. But I just feel like it'd be really a bad idea to put these in the description. I mean, they're all over Aliexpress. It's really not hard to find them at all. Okay, so what have we learned here? I'd say we learned 3 things. 1, these clones are damn near indistinguishable from each other. Like, it's really hard to tell them apart. 2, they managed to get the AirPod prompts and everything on iOS right, so it's making them a lot harder to actually, you know, distinguish whether or not they're real or not. And 3, YouTubers need to do a better job at reviewing these things. Man, the world of Apple counterfeits is so fascinating to me. I could honestly do like a whole video on a bunch of just counterfeit Apple stuff. I actually did a video before on a knockoff Apple Pencil for the iPad Pro. You can check it out over here if you wanted to give it a try. Anyways, remember to leave a like, and thank you for watching.